Sadly, the Ibanez Core is gone, but there are a few other basses here that I haven't checked out before, so I will check them out. It was a semi-hollow bass, and it was a really cool bass, and damn, I just didn't get enough time with it. But there is a Schecter here, and I've tried several Schecters on this channel, and most of them do not work, but this one actually is making some sounds. Let me go over this EQ. Well, let's look at this. First of all, you've got this Music Man style humbucker at the bridge, and you've got your classic precision pickups here. And they're way back, leaving you plenty of room to get in here if you want to do your slap. Now, I did not tune this up yet, so I'm just, but it's not terribly out of tune, as you can hear. So let's go over this. This knob here is your volume. This is a Schecter Diamond series. This one here is very strange, though. Hear that? So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 settings there on that knob. So I'm gonna dial it back to hopefully getting both. I don't know. This is your bass, and that's your tone. Flat wound strings are on this bass. So listen up, here we go. Turn it all the way up here, it seems to have a lot more punch to it. The frets are really good on it, and the action's good. This is probably, I'd have to say this is the best Schecter I've ever played, really. Slap it. I'm gonna turn it down because the Schecter Diamond series, playing through a Fender Rumble 100. There's a lot of Fenders here on this wall. I will show them to you. Check it out. Fenders on the wall, right? And we've got a few other things here. Okay, so what shall I play next? I'm not sure. Oh, let's try this Yamaha. Dudes and chicks, this is the Yamaha broad bass, I think. Make sure I'm saying it right, because I've screwed it up before in other videos. 5-string Yamaha broad bass. So let's see how it sounds. Check it out. It's got these black tape wound strings on it, I believe. It's going for $2.99 here at Sam Ash in Marietta. I'm gonna EQ it a little bit. Just give me a moment. So this one, okay, so unlike the other broad bass that I checked out at the other place, this one doesn't seem to have as much gain to it. And this is one gripe that I have with the Yamaha basses, is they tend to not be super hot, and that's okay. But you know, I've got a couple of Fenders, one of them being a very old Fender, and it's got pretty hot and warm, you know, I mean, it's got pretty hot pickups, you know, and then I have another Mexican Jazz that thing is louder than my active Ernie Ball Reserve fretless, which is kind of weird to me, but bear with me because I'm kind of warming up as this whole thing goes on. But I'm going to be straight with you. Not against this bass at all. It's fairly light, so it's a lightweight bass, which I like. It is an Indonesian Yamaha bass, or it's made in Indonesia. I mean, it plays. I'm not super into it, but it's not a bad bass. I mean, I see that the strings aren't really wrapped properly around here. I mean, they barely go around once, which is not good. It's not good when you want to hold it in tune. However, I'll get my tuner out and start checking the tuning on these instruments, but I will say this, in comparison to their competitor, to walk in here and play these basses and they're pretty much, they're fairly in tune, I think that's pretty impressive. So I will check the A440 tuning on this instrument right now and let you guys know for sure. Not bad. B was completely in tune. The rest of the strings were just a tad bit sharp, but not bad at all. So So with the Fender Rumble, I have the bass backed off a little bit. So if you must know, the bass is right at about, and I like to pretend that these dials are, let's just say, rather than going 1 through 10 or 1 through 11, let's go with time. So they're right at about 10 o'clock on the bass, the low, mid, and the bass. And I've got the mid and the treble straight up at 12 o'clock, okay? And I don't know, this thing is just not cutting, it's not cutting through real hard, so. So we're gonna move on. Okay, so we're gonna try to do apples to apples here. Stingray 5 going for $399. Okay, it's a Sterling 5, of course. You're gonna hear a big difference right now. Here you go. Much brighter. Volume's all the way up. The other two knobs, always leave them straight in the middle, right at the notch. Much brighter, much louder. Didn't adjust anything on the amp. Just plug this one in and you hear it. Here we go again. Wow. Do I have to slap it? Yeah, I do, because it's a Stingray, so. Let's see, what else? What else? So the frets are fine. Frets are fine. Frets are fine, but the Yamaha actually plays better. So if I could have the Yamaha's action, or the way it plays, the feel of it, but have the EQ and the sound of this Stingray, that would be great. So the broad bass definitely plays better, much easier to just kind of to run the neck. Kelly 5-string. I think it's the Element 5. Yep, the Element 5R 5-string Michael Kelly. It has an interesting look to it. So here's your EQ. You got your 2 jazz style pickups. Very clear. This is obviously, you pull it up for passive. I did not tune it up. I generally, when I'm dialing in the tone of pretty much any instrument, and they have these knobs where you can turn it and you'll feel that little dip in the turn, or that notch or whatever, just that, you feel that speed bump. That's where I like to leave it typically on most instruments. I just leave it there, turn the volume all the way up. Everything else I put in the middle, that way I'm getting the best of both worlds. But as you can hear, okay, that is not the way to do it here. So you turn this one all the way up, this one's all the way up. So number 1 from the top, number 4, which is the bottom, turn those all the way up. These I'm putting right in the middle. The 2 in the center will be in the middle. like Michael Kelly. I like Michael Kelly's basses. They're interesting. I know this isn't for everyone, but it's a pretty good bass. I mean, it could use a setup for sure. So far, out of the 5 strings, the Yamaha plays the best. But this one is it's getting there. I enjoy playing this one more than the Stingray. So right now, for playability, in the top spot is the Yamaha. But there's still 2 more, because today I've just decided right here on the spot, it's 5 for 5. So 5 for 5, you've seen 3, this is number 3, the Michael Kelly. You had the 5-string broad bass, you had the 5-string Stingray, here's the Michael Kelly. Next up on the list, we're going Charvel. Before we do that though, I turned everything up so you could hear it. Charvel, check that out. Tuned it up, it's good to go. We're gonna see how she sounds. Lot going on with the knobs. So you've got these 3 tiny knobs here. You know what? I'm gonna turn everything up. So everything is up right now. Wow, loud. And it just, oh no, my wireless system just died. All right. Let me get an instrument cable. Hey, it was bound to happen. I highly recommend this, by the way. And I haven't used this in well over a year. And I mean, I haven't recharged it or anything, and it just ran all that time. So I highly recommend it. It'll be, like I said, man, I've told you guys this before. I'm not here to sell anybody anything, but you know, if you ever want to check out any of the stuff that I'm using on this channel, I always put links in the description below. You can check these things out. Yes, they're monetized, but it doesn't hurt you at all. Keep that in mind. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm here to help people and unite everyone through music. All right, let me get that cable. Wow, much louder. Because the battery was dying on the receiver, which was plugged into the amp, that may have had an effect on the sound of the other basses. So because this is super loud already. Jesus, I don't know what to do. This thing is super hot. My God. Super loud. First of all, first impressions, okay? Initial impressions. This bass is awesome. $6.99 here at Sam Ash, Marietta, Atlanta. It's actually Sam Ash, Atlanta, but it's really, really close to our Marietta Braves Stadium at Truist Park, which is technically Cobb County, but it's Atlanta, long story. You guys can look that up somewhere else. We're talking about music here, not baseball. But this thing feels great. The neck feels awesome on it. Yes, it could use a setup. I can tell right now that the neck, the truss rod needs to go back this way, I believe. So it's got a little bit of a bow. The Charvel, not sure which series it is. It is the San Dimas. Okay, I once had a San Dimas guitar, a Charvel electric guitar, and it played awesome, and it was very, very rare. It was a super rare instrument. I kind of miss it a little bit. But anyway, this is and it was a San Dimas Pro Mod. So this is like the base version of the Pro Mod San Dimas that I had. This is a quality instrument. I think it's quality, a nice bridge. As you may know, that Fender owns Charvel now. So this is basically a Fender. Very nice. Tuning, my friend. So, this instrument is in desperate need of a setup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it for you, but this string is friggin' cached. Everything is, this toggle switch here is maybe it's a passive active switch. Sorry that I don't know. Everything else is turned all the way up. There's something wrong with this knob. Did I say what this was? I'm sorry. This is the Jackson. And what kind of Jackson is it? It's a Jackson that was crafted in Indonesia. And it was really tough to tune it up. Like it was... yeah, B string's not working out. Cool looking bass, I think. I think it looks really nice. And I think with a proper setup, it would be a nice bass. It seems to have, the tone's a little weird, but this knob here is, something's wrong with it. yes, I'm keeping it basic. Just trying to let you guys hear the tone of the instrument rather than noodling too much. I am noodling, of course, but I mean, I just want you guys to kind of hear the... Jackson bass just needs a setup. Don't hate it. You know, like I said, I'm not doing it a lot of justice, but it does need a little bit of work. But I really like the finish on it. I love the finish, actually, and I like the shape of it. Very cool, and in my opinion, a somewhat timeless design, for sure. All right, so that is 5 for 5. But let's do a bonus round. This is the Classic Vibe 5-string from Fender Squire, okay? So here we go. Already tuned it up. Okay, so here's the first thing. As you can hear, not super loud, but I may just leave it. The volume is set where I've had it for all the other basses. I have made some minor adjustments, so there may be some vibration on the other basses that is coming through. I'm gonna do everything I can to fix that when I edit the video. So here we are. This bass definitely needs a truss rod adjustment. It needs a setup. But all that said, I mean, even with all that, it still has this feel to it. Fender just feels like home. There's no place like home. Let me turn it up just a little bit so you can hear it some. And let me explain something to you about this bass. So with this instrument, you have your 2 volume knobs, which control each of the jazz bass pickups, and you have a tone. That's all you got. So it's very straightforward, very simple. I really like the jazz bass sound because it just has this, I don't know, there's something about Fender, Squire, whatever it may be. Pickups sound good. About Fender and Squire basses Same thing with usually with the Stingray or Music Man, Ernie Ball, Sterling, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's just something about those instruments that just feels so much like home to me. I know that there is a common denominator, and that is Leo Fender. Whenever you're playing any kind of Fender, Squire, Sterling, Music Man, G&L, even in a weird way, even Lakeland, when you play these instruments, there's a certain feel that they have that just goes all the way back. It just circles back to the origin, and, you know, to the roots of it all. And this is, I know this isn't the first bass, but that was ever manufactured. But either way, there's just something about the way the necks feel, that C-shaped neck. It's just, I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong. I also love an instrument that has super easy action, it's super easy to play. You have to work to get something out of these instruments. You have to earn their love. You got to earn the tone from them, and they'll give back quite nicely. It has a sound to it. I can't. There's the slap on it. Let's do some ring out notes here on it. Let's say, after playing the other basses and then finally coming back to the Squire, it feels a little weird, and just trying to get used to the 5-string. I'm just not there yet. I'm still not completely sold on the 5-string yet. I like them, and I understand what makes them necessary, but I'm just not big on the B yet. I'm working on it, and I've been thinking about getting one, but I'm just not quite there yet. I'm still most comfortable with a 4, but there's no reason to be closed-minded. You just find what you like and you play it. And for me, you know, I'm somewhere between, right now, still to this day, I would say my favorite playing instrument, as far as like an instrument, I pick it up and I play it and it just feels right and everything just sounds right on it. It's the Padula. I just know that they do have their issues, they have their quirks, mainly with the truss rods. That's kind of a bummer, because now that Michael Padula is retired, there's not really anybody to, you know, you can go find other people, but they don't know it like he did, you know, or like his factory knew these instruments. But at the same time, I still think it's the best bass, that it's truly the best bass I've ever owned or played. But right now, what I want out of an instrument more than anything is I want it to be lightweight, because I'm working towards getting back on, you know, getting back into playing live gigs and standing for hours on end playing. I want a bass that's light enough, and that's what's so great about the Ernie Ball Family Reserve. That thing is awesome. I mean, 7 pounds is where you want to be. You don't want to be toting around instruments that are like 10, 11 pounds. So I can do it, and I've done it plenty of times, but it's nicer to get, you know, somewhere around 9 pounds or a little bit lighter is nice. So anyway, that's a long way of me saying this is a good bass. It's got some weight to it, okay? It's got weight to it. God, it's beautiful. I really love these classic vibe 70s 5-string Fender or Squire basses. They are very, very cool. Beautiful, beautiful finish. This one is in nice condition, and the price, look at that, it's just $359, and all it needs is a little setup. It was made in Indonesia. Yep. You know, I mean, it's got some Fender writing on the back of the headstock. Just trying to get used to that. It just seems like everywhere you go now, and when you see people performing, you know, they all want to see, or, you know, they want to hear the 5-string, which, you know, I don't really think it's a trend that's going to go away, because it's been around for quite some time. It's just not my thing. I mean, there's some guys I really dig who played 5-strings. You know, I know that Dave Ellison was using a 5-string a lot with Megadeth. God, how could I be forgetting his name? The bass player from Voivod. Forgive me, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. I always think about Piggy. Anyway, Voivod's bassist, he used a 5-string, and I love Voivod. I love Voivod. But don't get me wrong, I like the 5-string. I think it's fine. It's just not, I'm not quite there yet. Once again, I know I've said that like 50 times already. It's just such a muddy tone to that low end. One last bass. This is going to be number 7 for today. Actually, technically, this is number 8, because the first one was the Schecter. So this is the other 4-string I'll be checking out for you to show you. Get ready. I have the volume turned down almost the lowest I've had it for all of these basses across the board, because this thing is so hot. So check this out. It's super hot. Gonna have to turn it down. It's almost completely turned down now. We'll let you guys check it out. This is the Ibanez SRMD200, okay? It is $329 over here at Sam Ash, Atlanta. And here it is once again. Very lightweight, very easy to handle. The neck is pretty much, it's almost like perfectly straight. And I mean, it's wow. initial thoughts on this bass. This is the easiest bass I have played in years. I mean, it just gives it up. It gives it up. Okay, I had something in my mind I was gonna say, and I don't know if I want to say it, but I don't like dropping breadcrumbs. But yeah, it gives it up like I'm telling you, this thing is just easy. And it's I'm telling you, the microphone here doesn't give it justice. It is giving it up in here. It is putting out like you would not believe. Should, because it deserves to be tuned. It's a wonderful bass. It deserves it. Oh my God, this thing is way out of tune. Okay, so we're gonna have to start that over because this instrument was way out of tune. Here we go again. The Ibanez, it's 329. I'll get the, gosh, I mean, what? So SRMD200. Okay, for $329, or you can do $9 a month for 36 months. Come on, people. Let me tell all of you musicians one thing. Just pay cash for it, okay? Just pay the price. Do not do the monthly plan. It just doesn't work, okay? It's almost too bassy. Like, it's crazy. Holy shoot. So I turned everything to halfway because it was just wow. seriously. So I was telling you guys about what feels like home. This instrument here is an excellent bass to just have. I mean, like, I think it would be, not only is it a great beginner's bass, but it, man, I mean, you can stretch on this thing, and it puts out all day long. Ibanez, to me, they are the kings. They are the king of action. When it comes to like easy playability, like easy play on an instrument, nothing is gonna beat an Ibanez. And this instrument here is a pure example of this. I mean, yeah, these sound gear basses are just hot. I love them. I've never played a sound gear bass and not loved it. This one is just awesome. They're so hot. They have so much gain, so much power. You have to back it off, but just the way it plays is just, it just has this butter-like feel to it. And it's unbelievable. I just don't even know what to, wow. Because of like the way I have to work on other instruments to play like that, I'm overcompensating for it because it's just, it's that easy to play, and it's... I have to tap it. Bad habits die hard. I'm gonna see if I'm brave enough to just post this video as is. Once again, this is the Ibanez Sound Gear 200, okay? Wonderful bass, highly recommended. 329 over here at Sam Ash. Over and out. Quick honorable mention here. This is the ESP LTD 205 SM5 string bass. It is a nice bass. It plays really, really well. It sounds great. The only con to this bass is that it is very heavy. If you can't tell, it is a pretty thick instrument. The body is very thick, but the neck plays great. It's got 2 octaves. I love instruments that have 2 octaves. The more notes, the better. Yeah, this is a really, really nice bass made by ESP. Like many of the others that you've heard today, it was made in Indonesia. I think this is like the new capital of instruments now. But yep, there it is. Because I like even numbers, I'm gonna let this be the final the 10th and final bass today. This is a Mexican Fender. As you can see, it's kind of like a relic style, and it's got these, I'm not familiar with knobs like this, but so here are the two knobs, and then it's got these selectors knobs on the, basically the bottom, okay? So, but there's one big caveat to these. This bass has the exact same issue that my Fender, Mexican Fender Jazz has, and here it is. Not good. I mean, everywhere else it plays nice.
Still here flying away, huh?
Yeah. You see this one? It goes. Look, check it out.
Yeah, it's because they have that really tight radius on there. Yeah, that's. I've got some Fender Strats at home with a 7 1/4 inch radius, and I like a low action.
Yeah.
So every time I go to bend notes down here, because you're bending the string uphill, you know what's going to happen. You know, every time, and I forget about it because I get carried away, and I'll be doing a solo, and I'm going to do that big Dave Gilmour bend, and it's like,
yeah. Well, it's weird. It's a Mexican Fender thing.
Yeah.
I had a Mexican PJ bass.
Yeah.
And it did the same BS.
Yeah.
But I've got a vintage P bass. It doesn't do that. I mean, of course, someone worked on it. Obviously, I mean, it's ancient. It's like 62, I think. Yeah. But
see, I've got some other Strats that are 9 1/2 inch radius, and they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's just a 7 1/4 because it's such a small radius. You know.
This bass looks like God, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. He played with Pink Floyd. He played
Roger Waters?
No, not Roger Waters. My black bass looks like Roger Waters' bass. No, it's the guy who took his spot in the late 80s for the Momentary Lapse. And he played like on all the studio gigs, like Madonna, Like a Prayer. He's got a bass that looks like this. He's a British guy.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's a British dude. I think his name is...
Is it Guy something or...
Guy Pratt?
I think it is Guy Pratt.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's Guy Pratt. I'm pretty sure.
He played with Floyd. Singing backup and playing. Yeah, this looks like his bass, kind of. Yeah. But he's got his burgundy mist. He's got a burgundy mist
which is
finish.
Like the color of...
He got it from John Entwistle.
Which we don't have no more. Maybe it got sold. That was beautiful.
Oh, you had a burgundy mist one in here?
Yeah, but it's Marcus Miller bass.
Ah.
Beautiful color, man. Is this the Flea one? Is this the Flea?
I don't know. Oh, you know what?
Does it say
it is the Flea.
It is a Flea, yeah. Because that's the Red Hot Chili Pepper thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah. It's nice and light, too.
Yeah.
I love this new era of... Look at that. It says Flea on the back of the...
Yeah.
I like this new era of lighter instruments.
Well, usually what happens is, speaking from experience with like the Gibson custom shop stuff, I can get myself a couple of Les Pauls, you know, that like 59, 58 and stuff. And because the guys in the custom shop work with like the nicer quality wood that they can get their hands on, they weigh it all, and all the heavy stuff goes into Gibson USA, and all the light stuff goes into the custom shop.
That's funny.
And there used to be this thing way back in the day, because I've been working with guitars for 40 years now, and back in the 70s and the 80s, that's when I started in the 80s, but I had older friends that used to talk about it when I was a little kid and everything, and they would say that there was this like misnomer that the heavier a piece of wood was, the more resonant it was.
Right.
That's what they used to say.
Right.
They used to say that's why those Gibson Les Paul Customs that weigh 10.5 pounds, even 11 pounds sometimes, you know, that's why they've got so much sustain, is because it's like a block of steel, right? Well, I kind of, after years and years and years of, you know, experimentation, I guess, that they figured out that that's not exactly true.
Right.
And now, like, yeah, they've got this whole philosophy now. It's like the lighter the piece of wood is, the more resonant it is.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not so dense that it's just killing the vibes.
And now you got all these guys with back trouble like Jimmy Page and everybody else toting those Les Pauls.
Yeah.
My God.
So, you know, I mean, they're clearly for the more. But then again, with that said, it could be that Flea's bass could be a super lightweight bass, you know. So they've gone like, well, Flea's bass, it is, you know, marketed after Flea's bass. So
yeah, I don't know, it's as light, if not just a tad bit lighter than that bass I brought for you to set up.
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed the newer ones are, even like the Music Man stuff used to be like weigh a ton.
Yeah.
And I mean, that bass there is like the heaviest bass in the store.
PV? It weighs like 12
That
pounds.
T40's a beast. Man,
but
does
look
it
at the
sound
size
good.
of the bridge on it. It's like a huge chunk of steel in
It
there.
sounds so good. I
You
know,
that
yeah,
fell
you're
off
right.
the wall here. That was
It
hanging
did?
over this side, and it fell off, and it didn't break.
Oh,
Any of
okay.
these other bases fall off, they break.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. No, I'm really careful when I put them back.
Because it really is built like a damn.
Yeah, I didn't touch it today, but I played it, you know, a month or so ago. Beautiful, wonderful bass.
Yeah, that was built to last. Well, that's how they used to build them back in the day. Built to last. Now it's like built to just replace when it.
Yeah. Well, they do that with cars too. You know.
Yeah. That's
Nothing's
like,
built to last anymore.
I think that's called something.
Planned obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence,
Yes. Yeah. Not good. But yeah, I'm seeing some really cool stuff in here. That is a hit.
Yeah, it's
What
a nice
a
color.
great
isn't
little.
it?
What a
I guess
great
if that
little.
Marcus Miller's out front. That's a beautiful bass, man.